And turn off transcript. Okay, so welcome to the second search engine walk-in workshop for the winter 2025 quarter. My name is Greg Bem, one of the faculty librarians here at SCC, and this workshop is all about alternative search engines. Alternative to what? Alternative to the search engines we covered in the first workshop, which are Google and Bing, the most popular search engines in terms of use. Today, we're going to be looking at some smaller but mighty alternatives. And I want to plug that we have 2 more search engine workshops coming up this quarter. I will cover this later as well, but the other 2 are on intelligent retrieval, Gen AI search engines. And that's on Wednesday, the 19th of February from 12 to 12:50. And diving deep using research-oriented search engines, which is Tuesday, March 4th from 12 to 12:50. And if you are on campus or if you're using Outlook, you can find the ads for these search engine workshops in the student newsletter, as well as throughout the college in various places. Again, I will cover that at the end as well. So today, we're going to have some learning outcomes. We will do some brief introductions. We will do a brief Mentimeter activity, similar to the last workshop. We'll do a brief overview of search engine tech, and then we'll focus on those alternative search engines. That will be the majority of the content for today. We will wrap up time dependent, as always, with a short activity where you get to actually practice exploring the search engines we're covering today. And then we will go our own way after that. Does that seem reasonable to folks today? Great. So here are 3 hopefully simplistic learning outcomes. Today, we're going to identify search engines that are alternative to Google and Bing. We will determine the values and qualities that search engines foster, and we will explore the platforms and user interfaces of search engines. Let's proceed with some introductions. If you are willing, please tell us who you are and what is your academic program or discipline, or what is your role here at the college? And why are you here today? What do you hope to learn? Would anyone like to start?
I'll start.
Great.
Let's see. My name is Jennifer Miller. I am the library technician in the Colville Center, and I am new to computers and the internet and search engines, and I am here because I just like to learn more. I do a lot of research for students, and I just want to make sure that I know as much as I can to be as effective of a researcher as I can, but also for my own peace of mind as well. So that's why I'm here. Plus, I just love your workshops, Greg. I'm kind of a Greg fan.
I'll go next. My name's Janine, and I'm a librarian at SCC, and I'd like to learn about different types of search engines. I tend to rely on 2 or 3, and I'm not familiar with other ones.
Thanks, Janine. And if anyone else in the call wants to introduce themselves, I know it might be difficult. Feel free to do so in the chat. And we will move along for the sake of time. Thank you for the intros. All right, so now we're going to do a brief activity. This one is fun-filled, I promise. It's using a website called menti.com. So I know, Jennifer, you've used it multiple times. You're an expert at this point, but some of you may or may not have used it. You can either use your phone and scan the QR code that is currently being displayed, or you can go to menti.com, and I will give you a code in a moment that you can enter in. Some people like to use the Menti phone version, and some people like to use the browser. on your computer, whichever one you want. But I'm going to break out of the PowerPoint now and head on over while you're getting yourself to Menti.
And Greg, it does look like we have some people in the chat too.
Great, thank you. Okay, I'm Toby, adjunct librarian at SCC, hoping to learn about new search engines to explore. Welcome, Toby. I appreciate you being here. Okay, so here we go. Sorry, thanks for your patience. All right, so here is the code in the chat. If you are at menti.com, just putting it here. You can enter in 11828413. And I can show the QR code in the corner as well, just for a moment. So while folks are still getting logged in to this activity, our first question is, which search engines below have you heard of? And since you're all library folks here, I feel like I've started to develop this kind of tone with online instruction that's similar to a bar trivia guy or girl or person. You know, like it's kind of got that like, I don't know, that interesting like lead up to the question. So if you go to trivia night at any place, you might hear some of those overlaps. Meanwhile, I actually don't even like trivia. I'm really anti-trivia, but you can't escape it. So here we go. We've got DuckDuckGo, 3 responses for that. I think it actually recorded my test response earlier as well. Quant 0, Brave 0, Ecosia 1, Presearch 0, and OpenVerse 1. Now, if you were wondering what all of these words are, these are indeed search engines that we will be covering today. So it looks like there has been some experience with a few of these. Now, which of the following have you used before? The last slide was asking if you've heard of them. Let's see if you've used any of these. Used maybe once or twice, or maybe you use it every day. The range is wide, of course. I see we've got 3 folks have used DuckDuckGo and one response for OpenVerse. Yes, we're getting this granular. Which of the following do you use regularly? I'm trying to identify if any of these are actually quite popular, and we've got one for DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo, personally, I would expect that to be, if any of them, that one to be the popular one. Now, let's switch gears a little bit with this activity and think about when you're using a search engine, what are the qualities or aspects of the search engine, the website or the app, however you use a search engine, which qualities do you prefer? Some people like search engines that are fast, so speed might be a quality you prefer. Accuracy, you want results that are to the point, that respond to your search prompt easily and effectively. Intuitiveness, you don't really need to think about what you're doing. It's just a tool. It should be automated. It has artificial intelligence built into it, or summaries of the search results. Privacy features, privacy options. You want to make sure that maybe the search engine is not tracking you or your search history or behavior. Company ethics, the company that makes the search engine has some kind of ethical or moral code. And finally, connected to other apps. Can your search profile connect to other apps, such as your email or your keyboard on your phone or something else entirely? And it seems like accuracy has appreciation for speed, privacy, and ethics. Now is your chance to contribute beyond my short list of qualities. Is there anything else that you prefer or enjoy, or reasons why you use the search engines you use. We'll give a minute or so for this. No need to write long answers. And if you don't have anything else, that's totally fine. I tried to create a list that encompassed most of the features search engines have. No others I can identify. Ellipses. I have nothing to add. I appreciate all of this. This is helpful. Few non-obstructive ads. Okay, that was a big one that was not included. Thanks for mentioning the ads, advertisements. That's massive for a lot of search engines, and we covered that last time with Google and Bing. And the idea that that's how most of these search engines stay alive, is through the money they make off their ads. All
I have a
right, so
question.
oh yeah, go for it, Jennifer.
By intuitiveness, do you mean like the degree to which the search engine gauges what I want? Is that what you mean by that?
That could be part of it. More intentionally focused on the design, how easy it is, how natural it feels to
Oh,
you.
okay. All right.
How we say like, oh, just Google it, like it's a everyday thing that most people know how to do. That kind of, it's just kind of the simplicity to it.
Okay. Thank you.
I think the results that show up, it can lead to it being more intuitive as well. I think that's part of it. A lot to unpack there, and I appreciate that question. So we will be back. You can keep your Menti open for ease, but for now, let us go back into our slideshow. So how do search engines work? This is a revisiting from last time. The slide is exactly the same, and I'll cover this somewhat quickly here because we have a lot to cover today. So search engines the technology starts off with a sub part of this technology called a web crawler. So there are web crawlers that these companies have created, and they're computer algorithms that specifically go around the web creating snapshots of web pages. And they're automated algorithmic entities that are doing this nonstop, and they collect these snapshots of web pages, including the text and the images that's on the web page, and also importantly, the links that are on the web page, coming into that web page, going out of that web page, and they're building an overall view or landscape of the internet, the crawlable internet. And this big picture, is the index. The index is a proprietary list or structure of all of the web pages that the crawlers have discovered or have visited or revisited and created those snapshots. Welcome to the meeting. Once they have created those snapshots, then that index is created and it is constantly being updated and refreshed. And that index is often proprietary, meaning the companies that maintain it don't tell you exactly what's in it or how it works. It often doesn't have access to some parts of the web, such as the deep web or restricted web pages that are behind security walls and that sort of stuff. Just what's available easily and openly to the public. That index can then be searched. And the index is connected to specific algorithms that rank what will show up when a user searches using the search engine technology, the front end of the search engine technology. And those search engines are able to, when searched, provide a presentation of the results. So if you ever used a search engine like Google, Bing, or DuckDuckGo, you will see that the results are displayed on the screen of your choice, on the device of your choice, and that's all part of the deal. That's all part of the package. These search interfaces, which are all accessing that ranking algorithm and that index. They can be used across different platforms, different devices. Often they are embedded in websites, embedded in tools and apps that we use, and they're becoming ubiquitous and also very messy in that it's hard to track exactly where they are, how they're functioning. In some cases, some of this technology can be used for more specific purposes, like you might find a website that uses the Google search technology just to search its website. So a custom search engine just for one website or one source of information. Many search results or search engines have a variety of personalization or customization features. Many are tied to account systems, so you can create an account, it can save your search history, it can learn from your behavior, all in the name of serving you as a user and making your experience better. And that, of course, is open to interpretation, but that's the general idea. Advanced features, as we saw in the Menti activity, could include things like generative artificial intelligence summaries, Wikipedia widgets, and what they call snapshots of different types of information that gets displayed. Lots of different features, connections to the weather, connections to maps and image search tools, etc. And then, of course, how they get their money. The search engines are most of the time getting their revenue and able to sustainably exist through advertisements. So usually search engines will include a section of ads at the top or on the side of the search results, and then what we refer to as organic search results below those. Organic meaning those are the raw search results coming from the index. The ads are links to web pages, and those ads are paid by various advertisers who use the system, but they're not entirely irrelevant, or they're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be still connected to your search. So if you're interested in learning about plumbing, and you do a search for plumbing when you're in Spokane, you may get some ads for plumbers alongside blog posts and other resources about plumbing. Any questions on this? And welcome, folks. Welcome, Danae and Corey. All right. So now that you all know a little bit more about search engines, let's go into the different search engines that we're going to be taking a look at today. Before I talk about DuckDuckGo, I'm going to preface this by saying the activity we do later will actually give you the chance to explore a search engine of your choice that we're going to cover today. So I'm not going to be demonstrating any of these search engines. If any of these seem interesting to you, just write it down or note it for when we do our short activity. So DuckDuckGo is the first one I'm going to talk about. It is very identifiable because it has a duck as a mascot and an icon. It was founded in 2008 by Gabriel Weinberg, who is based in Paoli, Pennsylvania. That's right outside of Philly. Its main claim to fame or value is user privacy. So it does not track your search history. And that is by design. They're trying to offer a privacy-focused alternative to Google and Bing, which both, as we learned last time, very much try to track everything you do. Another thing it emphasizes is that it does not collect or sell personal user data. It also provides anonymous, untracked search results. It offers what is called a bang, which is a quick search shortcut to specific websites. So you can search specific websites in DuckDuckGo. It has the ability to go into the website and search that website and only that website very quickly. That's called a bang. It generates revenue through ads, but those ads are non-personalized. They're not targeted to you. They are not connected to your behavior as much as is possible. They're still going to be related to the search results, of course. And it's available as a default search engine in many privacy-focused browsers, including Firefox and Brave browser. It's very big. It's not nearly as big as Google or Bing, but it does process over 100 million searches daily. So it is not a small emerging product. It's been established for a while. And it does leverage Google, Bing, and Yahoo technology to provide its results. I'm not actually sure how that works. If you're interested in learning more about that, you can DuckDuckGo it and find out how exactly that works. But yeah, that's our first one. Our next one is Quant, which was founded in France in 2013. So I want to really emphasize that this is a non-US company. We often think of US as being the center for big tech and for search engines. And of course, both Google and Bing and even DuckDuckGo, as we just saw, are from the US. Quant is French. Founded in 2013. It's the first independent European search engine, meaning it's not connected to any search engines outside of Europe. It also has a strong commitment to user privacy, does not do the tracking or personalizing. It also encrypts search queries. So if you are worried about other apps or websites tracking what you're doing or keeping a log, it has encryption built in as a way to avoid some of those unwanted tracking from third parties or unrelated software. It claims to provide unbiased search results. You can ask it more about that and see if you can find more information about that. I'm not quite sure what that means exactly. It generates revenue through non-tracking ads as well, similar to DuckDuckGo. It's the default search engine for the French government. And it also has other types of categories for search. So similar to Google and Bing, you can search for images, you can search for news, etc. And it has its own search index. So it's not using the search index of other tools or technologies. It's really trying to be an independent entity that has its own technology and can operate without leaning into or leveraging the other businesses that are maintaining search technology. Okay, next we have Brave, and of course the icon is the lion. We're swinging back to San Francisco, and this was created in 2022, so this is a relatively new search engine, but it is connected to a Brave browser, which we'll talk about in a second. It also has an independent index. It also emphasizes no user tracking or data collection. Now, these days, a lot of its search results are AI powered. So that is something that you might see if you practice this with this one. You can use what are called goggles. That's Brave's term for customizable search filters. The Brave browser, I believe, came out before Brave, and it's based on the Chrome browser, or what is Google's browser, using the Chromium technology. But essentially, they wanted to create a version of Chrome that was not tracking anyone. And so that's the nature of the Brave browser, which I encourage you to check out as well. It does generate revenue through advertising, but they call it ethical advertising. That's another one of the bullet points where I encourage you to look up what that means, because I'm not quite sure what that means. There are ways to cross-reference results from other searches, and there is a focus on user privacy and transparency. The transparency piece, they're very open about what they're doing and like to, similar to Firefox as a company, they're trying to develop the conversation around privacy and transparency and what organizations and businesses should and should not be doing to maintain that ethical code. The next one, we're almost done with the list. The next one is Ecosia. This is another European search engine. This was founded in 2009 by Christian Kroll in Berlin, Germany. This one is pretty interesting. It uses all of the ad revenue it generates to plant trees. So every time you get ads in the search results, part of the money that's being generated by those ads displaying is to acquire and plant trees, which is kind of nice. As of January 2025, they maintain a current report. There's been over 260 million trees planted in 35 countries from this business. It claims to be powered by 100% renewable solar energy. It currently has 20 million users, which I would consider a large number. It does rely on Bing search infrastructure. So it is, if you use it, you may find that the results are similar to what you would get if you use Bing. However, it does also have AI-powered search feature. We talked about Quant earlier, right? That has its own European independent search index, and they're trying to support that as well. And it really wants to enter the market. Like this is a huge push. It really wants to enter the search market by getting to 10% of all European traffic by 2030. And you can get browser extensions for using it as well as a mobile app. Two more. Number 5 on our list is Presearch. So this one was founded in 2017. It's a blockchain-based search platform. It's based out of Ontario, Canada. It operates on the Ethereum blockchain. If you've never heard of blockchain, don't really have time to talk about the technology of blockchains today. You can look that up and go down that rabbit hole. But essentially what happens is if you're using it, you're contributing through your electricity to the development of the Ethereum blockchain. And as a result, you also get tokens from the blockchain, which convert to money. It's a decentralized search with community operated nodes, meaning instead of massive servers that the search engine company owns somewhere in the desert or something, the nodes or the different servers are operated by individuals or individual organizations. So you can think of it as a community web that is contributing all of the technology to making it happen. There is no data tracking with this one. It's privacy focused as well. And you'll see that there are some ads in it. And it's trying to provide a different way of doing search in this decentralized sense to challenge how the other quote unquote monopolies or the larger search engine companies are working. It also does AI search results, and the technology is available as open source to be applied to other contexts or applications. And then our final overview is on this one, Openverse. So this was launched in 2021. And this one is very particular. It's not going to be like the others where you're searching mostly websites. Instead, we're going to be searching media. This is a successor to what was previously known as Creative Commons CC search. And this is part of the WordPress project, which WordPress is a platform for websites. This indexes 800 million openly licensed media items. So we use this search engine to find different types of media like images and video and audio. The sources include Wikimedia, Europeana, and Flickr. Those are huge websites that have access to media, openly licensed media, and provides easy to use attribution as well. So if you're working on a project and you want to use an image from this search engine, you can easily create an attribution or a citation through the platform. And you can filter by license type as well as commercial use. And this project is entirely open source, meaning you could recreate it if you wanted to. The code is available to access through an MIT license. So we've got about 20 more minutes. And we're going to do a fun activity now. Hopefully you were paying attention and something caught your eye. If not, that's okay. I can assign one of those search engines to you. But for the rest of the remaining time, we will explore one of the search engines we looked at. And I would recommend practicing just doing some test searches about a personal interest, or maybe if you're doing research right now, a research topic, or just searching about and learning about Spokane using the search engine. While you're doing this, take note of the qualities and the features of the search engine. Think about what you mentioned about your preferences earlier with the Menti. And let's say in about 10 minutes, will be prepared to share back 1 to 2 things that you find from the search engine. Not the sources, but just what you find when you're using the search engine. How do you find it? What qualities does it have? And if you don't mind saying out loud or entering into the chat which one you're going to choose, that would be helpful as well.
I have a question, Greg.
Yeah, go for it.
Do we have to download the browser in order to search on it?
No, you should not have to.
Okay.
Okay, I got Janine is going to do Ecosia. Jennifer and Toby, what will you be doing today?
I was going to do Brave.
Great, Brave search.
Just because I'd never been on there before.
Perfect. All right. And Toby, I'm not sure if you are available or not. Which search engine will you look at today? All right, enjoy. And if you have questions, let me know. I'm going to be hanging out here. Okay, no worries. Did you find the website, Jennifer, for Brave? Okay. Since there's only 2 of you, if you do some searches and are done, you can let us know and we can either move on to the next activity or you can try another search engine. Right. Oh, okay, cool.
Sorry about that, Greg. Just had a student come in.
That's okay. Bye,
No worries.
Janine.
And Toby, if you're interested, there's plenty of time if you want to choose one of the search engines that we took an overview look at earlier, and just practice is to try it out, try a couple searches out, and note some of the qualities or features. Meanwhile, Janine mentioned I may try using Ecosia in my daily life. I like the ecological mission that you described. The search results appear to be a small subset of what I may get in Google. I like that there is an AI chat option that I can click on or not. Great. Fantastic. Jennifer, have you had a chance to practice a little bit? Do you want to talk about what you found?
Absolutely. So I'm on Brave. It was easy to find. It came right up. I put in my search about the Spokane rental market. Right away, I got a bunch of information, things like current averages for rental rates, current vacancy rates, affordable neighborhoods, popular neighborhoods for renters versus owners. I was really impressed by the degree of things it told me. I don't see any ads. Sorry, you need help?
It's okay.
Um, I don't see any ads on it at all, but what I did like was ask a follow-up question. It has a box for ask a follow-up question. So I asked it to please, well, I didn't say please, although I often do, to clarify the market trends for me. And then it gave me rental rate increases, seasonal fluctuations, neighborhood specific trends. So I'm initially really pretty impressed by this.
Great. Thank you, Jennifer. That's awesome. And it looks like Toby has to head. Okay, no problem. Uses DuckDuckGo as default. Well, I know you have to head out. I do encourage you to try the others just to get a taste of what the others do. But yeah,
I
that's
definitely
awesome.
will. I will try them out and thank you for sharing them. I look forward to doing the ecosia as well. I'd love to plant some trees.
Awesome.
Thank you, Greg.
Perfect. You. And I see Jennifer has also left, so we will hang out for a moment and see. You're back. Okay.
Sorry, I've got students too, so
Okay, so we'll wrap this up. Instead of doing, since there's only one of you, instead of doing the actual activity, I will go through the questions one by one and just ask them. So what is one thing that you learned from someone else or even from me with the overviews today through today's explorations? Anything that you noticed?
I mean nothing jumps out at me.
Okay. And now that you have learned more about them, are there any you might try using over the next week?
Absolutely.
DuckDuckGo, Brave, Ecosia, Presearch, or Openverse? Which feel
Well,
like
but I'm definitely going to use Brave. I'm going to do some more looking into it. But now I'm just curious about all of them. So probably I'll spend some time looking into each of them so that I have a better idea of what they're offering.
okay, great. So that concludes today's presentation. And just to wrap up, again, we have two more of these this quarter. One is called intelligent retrieval, and these are going to be Gen AI search engines. This is online only. We will unlock the future of search with intelligent retrieval. This workshop focuses on Perplexity and ChatGPT search, exploring how generative AI transforms information retrieval. Learn about their capabilities, user interface, and potential to revolutionize search by delivering conversational, context-aware, and highly personalized results. And we have diving deep using research-oriented search engines. That's going to be on 3/4/25 from 12 to 12:50. We will dive into advanced research tools with this workshop, which explores Elicit, Semantic Scholar, OA.mg, and Seeker, highlighting their specialized features for academic and professional inquiries. You can learn how these platforms enhance precision, surface credible sources, and streamline research for students, academics, and curious minds alike. So all that said, yeah, thank you so much. Any last questions before we part ways for today?
Um, well, I sort of have a question. Like you personally, how many search engines do you use on a regular basis? Like multiple?
So honestly, I use Google and I use Brave. Often I like to use more than one because I think that not only seeing a variety of search results is useful, but also, there may be times where if I search with Google and I'm logged in and it knows more about me, it's going to exclude certain results. And so if I use Brave or I use an incognito window, I can get to access to some of those other results that might otherwise not be showing up.
Right.
I think being able to like cross-reference and see the different search results is very useful.
Absolutely.
Uh,
I never even thought about that. Okay, well,
yeah,
that's excellent. Yeah, I'm just going to keep checking them out and see if I can't expand my searching.
excellent. All right, well, thanks so much and have a great rest of your day.
You as well, Greg. See you soon.